Russian tanks at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Screenshots/Twitter via Tadeusz Gizan. Russian forces have captured the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, a senior government official said on Thursday, according to Reuters. It is impossible to say the Chernobyl nuclear power plant is safe after a totally pointless attack by the Russians, Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor in the Ukrainian president's office said. This is one of the most serious threats in Europe today. Videos on social media showed Russian tanks at the power plant. The first video from the captured Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Ukraine's Prime Minister Shmuel has confirmed that the exclusion zone and all the NPP facilities have come under the control of the Russian forces. pic.twitter.com/d1to62yov, Tadeusz Gizan, Ukraine, at Tadeusz Gizan, February 24, 2022. Earlier on Thursday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Twitter that Russian forces were trying to seize the decommissioned nuclear power plant. Our defenders are giving their lives so that the tragedy of 1986 will not be repeated, he said. This is a declaration of war against the whole of Europe. Russian occupation forces are trying to seize the #Chernobyl NPP. Our defenders are giving their lives so that the tragedy of 1986 will not be repeated. Reported this to at Swedish PM. This is a declaration of war against the whole of Europe. At Zelensky war, February 24, 2022. Zelensky was referring to the explosion at the power plant on April 26, 1986, which led to the worst nuclear disaster in human history. The plant was decommissioned after the disaster, and it later became a tourist attraction. The Chernobyl exclusion zone was shut for tourists a week before Russia began its attack on Ukraine. An advisor to the Ukrainian Interior Ministry, Anton Harashenko, warned against fighting in the area around the nuclear power plant, according to Newsweek. If the invaders' artillery hits and ruins/damages the collectors of nuclear waste, radioactive nuclear dust can be spread over the territory of Ukraine, Belarus and the countries of the EU, he said. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday launched a military operation against Ukraine. He insisted that Russia was left with no choice but to defend itself against what he claimed were threats emanating from Ukraine. Zelensky, however, rejected Moscow's allegation that his country posed a challenge to Russia and said that an invasion could lead to the loss of thousands of lives. Russia and Ukraine have been engaged in a conflict since 2014 when Russia annexed Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula and backed separatist rebellions in the country's eastern regions of Donetsk and Luhansk. Adblock test. Why